Hello there, I'm Amelia from Northeast Animal Rights, and today I'm absolutely delighted to have Tabay Atkins over there in sunny California, who is an animal rights activist. He's a yoga teacher, vegan chef, entrepreneur, and all sorts of things good. So welcome, Tabay, in California, sunny California over there, and thank you very much for agreeing to do this.
Hello, thank you for having me.
I'm absolutely delighted. So first of all, we're going to go straight to the question which I ask everybody. Could you tell me a little bit about your vegan journey, please?
I started on my vegan journey when I was 12 years old. That's when I went vegan. And it was a serious event that led to that. When I was 6 years old, my mom was diagnosed with cancer, stage 3 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And we weren't vegan then. We didn't know anything about yoga. Um, and it wasn't until after she beat cancer that she got into yoga for the first time. Because of the treatment that she had to do during cancer and the chemotherapy, she was very weak and broken down, physically and emotionally. She couldn't even walk on her own. And after about 2.5 months of her practicing yoga, she was able to walk on her own again, and she was healthier and happier than even before she had cancer. I was 7 years old at the time, and I saw all of this, and it really inspired me to want to teach yoga and help other people heal the way I saw yoga help heal my mom. And that's when I first discovered my dharma, my passion, my calling. I wanted to help people stay healthy and live a healthy, happy, peaceful life. I was a vegan then. I didn't know about vegan until later on, when I was 10 years old, I got my 200-hour vinyasa certificate. And at this point in time, yoga was, the biggest part of my life. It's a very big part of my life. So if yoga is a big part of your life, I always say that you're going to hear about veganism, whether you like it or not, and whether you choose to go vegan or not, you're going to hear about it. It's whether you go vegan or not, which is up to you. So at this point, I was hearing vegan left and right and starting to learn a bit more about it. I learned a lot in my 200-hour training because, yoga and veganism, they go hand in hand, especially with ahimsa, a big belief in yoga, nonviolence, nonviolence to yourself, nonviolence to others. And the part that many people leave out is nonviolence to the animals.
Yeah.
So anyways, when I was 12, yes, when I was 12, I decided to go vegan. And I first went vegan because, you know, one, for health. I didn't really know enough about it to make an educated decision, but I just knew, this has to be right. So I went vegan. I said, let's go vegan. So my mom and I went vegan. And then the next morning, after we decided to go vegan, we watched the documentary What the Health, and that cleared all doubts for us. Since then, I've done a lot more research. I'm actually certified in plant-based nutrition at the moment. And that was the start of the vegan journey, from health and then learning about the impact it creates on the planet, how much of a negative impact animal agriculture has on the environment. Of course, obvious factor of the animals, how, if you don't eat animals, the animals are happier. And just trying to teach people and educate people on the facts of veganism with my knowledge in plant-based nutrition and also my vegan culinary skills, trying to make the plant-based transition as easy as possible for people. So they can't say no.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you made some really good points there. Talking about yoga and veganism going hand in hand, you're right, they should. I do yoga, and it's surprising how few people in my class are vegan. I know my teacher's vegan, Kayla's vegan, but it was almost like a secret between us. It was kind of, I wore a vegan t-shirt, and then she asked me, but you kind of assume that people who are doing yoga should be vegan, and they're not always. So obviously you talked about you being a yoga teacher from a very young age. So how do people feel about being taught by someone so young? Do you think it detracts from what you're doing, or do you think people accepted it, and it makes no difference now? Or
Well, it kind of catch people off guard at the beginning. They come into the studio, and then me, especially at the beginning when I started teaching, because I started teaching when I was 10 years old. My mom had a yoga studio, and then I would teach the adult vinyasa classes. Everyone would be sitting on the mats, and I walk up and sit in the center, the front center, start teaching people like, whoa, why is this kid here? I'm the yoga teacher, and kind of they're a stunned or shocked, just surprised. And, it takes a little processing, but then they get used to it. It's just kind of it really changes people's way of thinking and, basic assumptions, because if you have the passion and if you have the education, you can do you can do what you want. You can do fulfill your passion even at a young age. And just people were shocked to see someone so young teaching a yoga class, but it made it a really fun experience for them.
I first came across you in Vegan Life magazine over in the UK, and that was a few years ago. So how old are you now? Are you 17, 18 now?
17. I'll be
17,
18
yeah.
in August.
Oh, you're 18 in August, right? So that would have been probably 2 or 3 years ago. So you were obviously even younger. And I
Yes.
was just amazed at all the things you were doing, and I was just blown away. I mean,
Thank
you're an incredibly high achiever already. I mean, we've talked about you, teaching yoga, qualified plant-based nutritionist. I know you graduated from high school really young as well. And you're a vegan chef. So do you ever worry about burning out, kind of becoming overwhelmed because all of the things you do, they're all quite big on their own? And how do you use your yoga to balance you?
So yeah, they are each one in themselves would make a really good full-time job.
Yeah.
And I do a bit of each. And they're all, really big part of who I am, what I do, what I teach, and a big part of the services I provide.
Mm.
But when you talk about getting burned out, I would if I was focused on the job of it,
Mm-hmm.
focused on the business of it, which I am, but this didn't start as a business. Ooh, I want to become a yoga teacher and make money. I want to become a chef and make money. I wanted to do this to help people stay healthy, to help keep this planet healthy for my generation and future generations.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts from a place of passion. And when you are showing up from a place of truly wanting to serve and help, then you don't get burnt out, because you get burnt out when you focus on how do I do it, not when you focus on why you want to do it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know that. I mean, I do this full time now. I'm an animal rights activist, but I worked in a school before that, prior to the pandemic, and I think I do more hours now doing this than I did working in the school. But again, it's because it's like it's something which I do feel overwhelmed sometimes by the amount of things I need to do. But I don't feel, I never begrudge it. I really, really do love it, and I enjoy, and I feel quite privileged to be able to do this, because not everybody's in the situation that I'm in as well. Um,
Exactly.
so I practice yoga. Okay, I practice on a much more basic level than what you do. And I've been watching some of the tips that you've been posting, and I've tried to do the tree pose, when you're
Oh,
kind of
yes.
like using your foot to like three
Their
parts to balance
bases.
on. So do you have any tips for people who are just starting out with yoga in terms of expectations and what they should try to get out of it? Because I know some people might start and think, I want to get fit really, really quickly. But it's not just about the body, it's about the mind and the connection and everything. So how would you sort of describe it to people?
So yeah, for what you are looking to get out of the practice, the thing about yoga is yoga's for everyone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, and I used to do this myself, say nothing is for everyone.
Mm.
That's true, but not entirely true. No one thing is for everyone. But yoga is not one thing. Yoga is so much bigger and broader. It's not just a
Yeah.
physical practice, and it's
Yeah.
not just a mental practice either. It's just a big, comprehensive, overall wellness practice that involves the mind, the body, in so many different ways. Um, and a lot of people just focus on the physical practice, and that's okay. That's a really good place to start. That is the starting point of yoga, using the physical body. And in the physical practice of yoga, you are getting fit, you are getting strong, it's not really much of a stretching practice as many people see it. It's a strengthening practice. but it's stretching and strengthening, because as you're creating length, you're also trying to create strength, which is a really good way to train the body and create good, efficient strength in the body.
Yeah.
But the reason that the physical practice of yoga is even a thing, when really the focus is more on the mental, emotional, spiritual qualities, is because yoga in the poses and the physical practice is just a way to get to the goal. It's not the end goal, it's a method. And we are moving the physical body, in the sun salutations and doing the practice, you're moving, you're flowing. In a lot of cases, you're just constantly moving without many pauses or breaks.
Yeah.
And that's just because you want to create a tempo for the breath to follow.
Yeah.
Yoga, the poses and the breath are very, very tied together. The breath is a very big part of yoga, because when you're moving, you breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and it's the poses are just a metronome for the breath.
Yeah.
The physical practice helps you get a consistent, steady breathing pattern. A consistent, steady breathing pattern helps you get a clear mind.
Yeah.
It helps you calm the mind. Calming the mind helps you have focus. Steady mind and focus helps you have a greater sense of awareness, objective awareness,
Yeah.
in and of the present moment.
Yeah.
Yoga is just trying to help you understand that, um, to see the world without the filters of perception.
Yeah.
Everything in this world is empty of perception, all ideas, all beliefs, all objects, everything. And if you see things in this way, which yoga, starting from the physical practice, is trying to help you get, then really the world would be such a better place, because when one person says one thing, another person says another thing, and they both think that they're right, but they're saying two different things. Vegans know this pretty well.
Yeah.
It's not a pretty situation.
Yeah.
And yoga is just trying to help us understand that we do have our own bias. The other person has their own bias, and see things from a different point of view.
Yeah. So can we go on to now
That's what we get from the practice of yoga.
Yeah. So can we move on to the mindful kitchen now, Tabay's mindful kitchen, and how you use it to promote veganism?
So when I was 16, I opened up my food truck, Tabay's Mindful Kitchen.
Yeah.
And I opened it up in Dana Point in Southern California. And Tabay's Mindful Kitchen it's been really, really fun, really, really amazing. And it's been great in helping me promote the plant-based diet in this particular area where I grew up. This particular area, San Clemente, Dana Point, San Juan Capistrano, it's not the most vegan friendly area. There's not that many options for vegans, really, as opposed to San Diego and Los Angeles, right above us, right below us. Us in the middle, Orange County. Orange County does have a lot of vegan options in northern Orange County, but southern Orange County, where I'm based in, is very limited for vegans at this point in time. So I fun because this is my area, this is where I grew up, and two, because a lot of vegan businesses are in places like Los Angeles. It's a really good booming vegan scene, but I don't need to go there because Los Angeles doesn't need my help.
Yeah.
And it's really, having the food truck has really been a great opportunity for a different kind of activism for me.
Yeah.
Instead of just lecturing about how good veganism is, I let the people try the food.
Yeah.
They can see it for themselves, because if someone sees a roadblock, a lot of people see roadblock as, oh, I'm going to miss the food. I don't want to go vegan because I like my burgers, or I like my cheese, I like my cream in my coffee, whatever it is. So when they see that roadblock, they say instantly, well, I'm not even going to listen because I'm not going vegan. I'm not going to miss out on those things.
Mm,
So there's no use in trying to reason or explain.
mm,
But when they try the food and they see that it tastes just like the thing that they used to have,
yeah.
sometimes even better,
Mm,
then they're like mind blown. Whoa,
yeah.
I can have a burger and be vegan.
Mm,
I can have tacos and be vegan, and they taste good. And people are really shocked, and that opens up the conversation to, you should be vegan
yeah.
because this.
Yeah.
I've convinced many people, once they try the food, um, I convinced them to start a 30-day vegan challenge,
Mhm.
and they're open to it. And
Yeah.
I even convinced many people to take on the vegan diet completely, vegan lifestyle completely,
Yeah.
just by them trying the food. Because most of my customers aren't vegan. I would say about 90% of them are not vegan.
Right.
And they don't come to the food truck because they're interested in vegan food. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They don't know it's vegan food.
Yeah.
And they
Mm,
try it. They don't know it's vegan food until
yeah.
I tell them.
Yeah. Because you don't have on the you don't have vegan really any way prominent. It's just
Right,
mindfulness,
exactly.
isn't it? Yeah. And it's really
There's,
good.
I have like it says vegan. It's not too small. Well, it's small in comparison because it's a very
Yeah.
big, loud truck.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't want to advertise vegan, 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 vegan because
Yeah.
that'll scare people away, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I want people to be open to trying the food. Because
So
when people say vegan, they have a label.
yeah. Yeah, we have a really good sweet shop down in another county, and they're called Sugar Noms, and they do exactly the same. They advertise as plant-based rather than vegan. I mean, everything's vegan, suitable for vegans, but that's exactly that because people come in and don't even realize, and then
Right.
when they're told, they kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you have a favorite, like meal which goes down well with members of the public?
Favorite meal. My favorite meal in particular, um, it would be what we call the Persian platter.
Right.
It's an Iranian dish that we make. I'm half Iranian,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's traditionally it's a skewer of meat. Sometimes it's chicken, sometimes it's beef,
Mm,
whatever. Um, and it's a skewer of meat, and it's served with basmati rice. I make it vegan, and it's delicious. Tastes just like the real thing. I make it for my family,
mm,
who loves their meat kebabs, and they actually think when I make it for them, they think that I'm making them a non-vegan kebab just for them.
yeah.
But the Persian platter on the food truck, it's a vegan kebab with basmati rice, grilled tomato,
Mm,
onion, and what's called Shirazi salad, salad Shirazi.
yeah.
It's a delicious salad that goes on the side of many Persian dishes.
Sounds absolutely delicious. My mouth's watering now. So you mentioned your family there, cooking for your family. So, and I know obviously that your mother plays a really important part in your life. So how important is it that you have people around you who are supporting you and, do your friends and family, are they proud of you? Do you get a hard time off them? Because obviously you're just so driven and you're so sort of, just passionate all the time.
So everything that I've done to this point, I wouldn't have been able to do without the support of my mom.
Yeah.
She's really supported and guided me every step of the way and helped me do really everything that I've done with the food truck and becoming a yoga teacher. And her support and guidance and believing in me really is what's made me get to this point. And her support has been amazing and has really helped me get to where I am.
Mm,
Um, and it's really good to have people in your life who support you and believe in you, even if it's a situation that may be hard to uh, find belief in,
yeah.
tricky situations, tough situations, um, situations out of the ordinary. And having support is really great, especially the support of your parents,
Mm,
because especially in the vegan sense, I've uh, spoken with a lot of kids. I've talked with a lot of kids who, after talking with me, are inspired to go vegan. They really want to go vegan.
yeah.
And kids, if once they hear, because it's kind of the facts are kind of hidden and censored to them. But
Yeah.
once they really understand more about it,
Mhm.
they'll naturally want to go vegan. Children are naturally vegans, but just conditioned by their parents and their
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
The one thing that makes it hard for kids to go vegan is the parents.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not like many adults where it's like, oh, I don't have time or
Yeah.
I don't want to miss this particular flavor. The number one barrier for children who want to go vegan is their parents,
Yeah.
which is it's very sad actually.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do my part to um, inspire children to go vegan, but also inspire the parents to have
Yeah.
an open mind. And if their kids are wanting to make this change, which is really amazing, they
Yeah.
should support them and not try to make excuses for them.
Yeah.
Like I told, like this one kid I saw, kid like 3 or 4 year old kid wanted to go vegan, and we saw this on Facebook, and then the mom posted saying, "Oh, my son wanted to go vegan, but I said, oh, but then you're not going to be able to have bacon in the mornings." Like, why would you do that?
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I mean, it's I suppose obviously the parents are the ones who are buying the food, but
Exactly.
I mean, children are natural. The natural animal lovers. I do a lot of work in schools, and I'm going in on one into one on Friday, and the first thing we say is, "Do you have animals at home? How would you feel if I hurt your animal?" And
Yeah.
instinctively, kind of like really, really upset and angry and sad. And why would you do that?
Yeah.
So it's just the conditioning that they are used over the years. And I was the same because I wasn't born vegan.
Right.
I
Neither
was
was
exactly the
I.
same. And it is a shame that we don't actually listen to children more because their natural instinct is to be kind to animals. Now, one thing I wanted to go on to was, all of your social media. I mean, you're incredibly chilled, you're positive all the time, you just beam and smiles, and but what are you like in real life? Are you like this in real life? Are you relentlessly positive, or is there any aspects of veganism that you struggle with?
I don't really struggle with any aspects of the vegan lifestyle.
Yeah,
And, I'm normally very, calm and chilled and centered. I'm not one who gets angry or throws a
yeah.
fit or something like that. I'm always very calm and peaceful, even day-to-day life. Of
Yeah,
course, everyone has their moments, but in general, that's not really who I am.
yeah,
Uh, but with veganism particularly, the only thing that gets to me sometimes is, I mean, not like where I get super angry and blow up, but it's just upsetting when people are having a closed mind
yeah,
to the diet
mm,
and the lifestyle as well. Um, and that's what inspired me to not make my food truck look so vegan.
yeah.
And it's kind of undercover vegan is what I call it.
By
Um,
stealth.
exactly, stealthy vegan, sneaking its way into people's lives. And because, sometimes people, they find out it's vegan, I'm not going to lie to them.
Yeah,
Uh, they know it's vegan before they try it, and they they're closed-minded, they just walk away or they don't even want to try it. But, I tell people, if you don't, here, take the food. I already made it for you. If you don't like it, then you can keep it and I'll give you your money back.
yeah,
But try the food before you say you're not going to like it.
yeah,
You haven't tried it before, so how are you getting all upset about it that it's vegan?
yeah, yeah.
And they try it, or how could you refuse an offer like that? And they're shocked. I've seen some people try really hard to not like it, but it's delicious. I'm not to say. Yeah,
Yeah, so I know what you mean. It's kind of people are automatically judging the food, and they haven't even, it's kind of like just because it's vegan. There's no other logic. It's just because it's vegan.
right, exactly. Like some people, the really funny one is where they try it and they're just drooling over the food. They love it so much and they've complimented it 20 times. And then you tell them it's vegans. Oh yeah, I could tell. I kind of taste it off.
Yeah, you could tell. Yeah, we've heard that as well. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next for you then? I mean, you've got loads of stuff going on. So what we got coming up?
For me, I'm just going to continue
Mhm.
um, helping people and guiding people on this life of health and wellness. and compassion
mm,
through the practice of yoga, enhanced with the vegan lifestyle as well, through nutrition and cooking classes, and trying to get my food truck out there as much as possible
yeah,
to um, bring my food out into the world and help show people what veganism really is, because
yeah,
there's been a bit of a misconception
yeah,
of what the plant-based diet is, what it was, what it is now.
yeah,
It's a bit confusing
yeah,
for people who aren't really active in the vegan world.
yeah,
And I want to, I take my food truck to events and do catering, and also just, have it open at a normal spot. But just inspiring people to go vegan in this way. And not just that, I just want people to live a healthy life, be happy, and be at peace with each other, because we really need a lot more peace
yeah,
and love in this world.
yeah,
That's definitely the one thing that we're not lacking.
yeah,
Sorry, the one thing that we aren't too that we aren't too um, we don't have enough of. We don't have enough of peace and love in this world. We
yeah,
definitely have we have more than our fair share of hate and judgment and violence.
yeah,
There's death in everything. Crayons aren't vegan. Chalk isn't vegan.
yeah,
Most of the food that should be vegan by nature has added ingredients of animal products that don't even need to be there.
yeah,
There definitely needs to be a consciousness shift in this
yeah,
world,
yeah,
and I'm trying to do my part in creating that
yeah,
and help to create a healthier, happier, and peaceful world for all beings.
yeah. Well, that sounds like a lovely way to end. And so thank you very much. It's really been interesting talking to you. Absolutely delightful to talk to somebody who's just so busy and so passionate. It's lovely because it all just shines through. So I'm going to sign off now. And I'm going to say thank you very much, Tabay Atkins, over
Thank
there in
you.
sunny California. And this is Animalia signing off from Northeast Animal Rights. And goodbye for now. Goodbye.
Thank you.